Hello, my name is Kate Bryan. I'm the Executive Director of the Maryland Center for School Safety. The Center for School Safety was established to provide a coordinated and collaborative approach to school safety throughout the state of Maryland. Over the last 5 years, every summer, the Center for School Safety has been hosting an annual school safety conference. This year's conference, Partners in Progress, has provided an opportunity for school safety partners throughout the state and nation to come together and provide best practices, lessons learned, and information that can help us all reach a coordinated and collaborative approach to school safety.
This year's conference was themed Partners in Progress, and I think we saw it here at this conference this year with the amount of people that we had, over 400 people. Some of our speakers, we had Dr. Richard Warren yesterday, former State Teacher of the Year, talked about positive culture. We also had Carly Posey from the I Love You Guys Foundation talking about the Sandy Hook tragedy. And our keynote this morning was Bernie James, foremost expert on school law. Countless breakout sessions throughout the day, and we just had a great conference.
Well, attendance at the annual conference that is put on by the Maryland Center for School Safety is extremely important. It allows educators to get together with our law enforcement partners and some of our student support providers and be able to network, to learn from each other, to find out more about what the best practices are in addressing the issues that we face in school safety.
The importance of partnerships across the state. So our law enforcement individuals, our school administrators, our instructional staff, our students, and our parents really coming together to make sure that we're informing each other about what we need, right, from each other in terms of monitoring behaviors that may be occurring outside of school that are potential warning signs, right, for kids that need more support and more intervention, and then being able to provide those interventions to students.
I'm so excited to be here today. What Director Bryant, the entire MS School Safety Security team has done here has been wonderful. You all have expanded the training, the conference size, the content areas. It's really exciting to see how things have grown here at the Maryland Center for School Safety.
She's like a student, like she has a backpack, and behind it there are like jigsaw puzzles, and there are like different people who keep me safe. In each one, like they all fit together to keep us safe.
So how long did it take you to create this picture?
Weeks.
Weeks? What did you use?
I used colored pencils and loads of smudges.
Saul, did you see any pictures of other students' pictures? Any stand out that you liked?
Well, in the middle school section, I liked the girl with the candle. That one was my favorite.
I saw that one too. That is pretty cool. I like that too. Well, Jesse, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Congratulations, by the way, on winning.
Thanks.
At a few of your other conferences, I always come back with a lot of good, great information. And more important than all are the resources, both in publication and through the verbal presentations. To be able to report things, I think, is very, very necessary. We just can't put them underground. When things come up and we are suspicious of anything that could harm children, I think we have to make administrators aware of it immediately. And also to make connection with parents. I think that the family and the community is are just as important as, let's say, the classroom teachers.
So communication and quickness with communication.
Absolutely.
I came to the conference because I sit on our central office threat assessment team and lead the team in regard to our policy and procedures, and just want to make sure we stay up to date with all the latest research and cases that we can be aware of. I would say we recently put out the implementation guide. I was on the work group actually with MCSS to develop that. And I would encourage all of our school-based teams to reflect on that implementation guide and look at how they can adjust their practice, because it's been a while since the model policy was created. The behavior threat assessment policy was developed originally, and there's been a lot of new information that we've learned since then.
I think when we think about the grand scheme of things as far as education, schools, children, I think my motivation is just really to try to create a safe space for our children to thrive, right? As a teacher, for me, that's what I take pride in. When a student can show up in this space, feel safe, take pride in what they do, and go out in the world and build beautiful lives of their own. Like, that's my motivation for being here. And I know a part of doing that is making sure that the students do feel safe, because if they don't feel safe, they can't learn.
Well, I'm a DARE officer, school resource officer. I wanted to come and get some of the best practices I possibly can to especially protect the 8 different schools that I teach the DARE program in, and just to be more of what I need to be, especially for our most important resource, our children of this state.
I happen to be part of a wonderful grant, Maryland Healthy Transitions. We are finding that in the state of Maryland, and actually throughout the United States, 1 out of 4 youth have serious mental illnesses. And so what we are doing is trying to reach the transitional age between 16 and 25 years of age. We're trying to reach them so that we can bring an awareness in the community about mental health.
My name is Melissa Ambrose. I'm the project director for Maryland Family and Youth Interventions for Substance Use. That is a project that's funded by the state opioid response, and our goal is to provide evidence-based trainings related to adolescent substance use, prevention, identification, and intervention. And all of our resources are targeted for providers and families throughout the state.
So my presentation is about restorative approaches. I'm the director of restorative approaches in education for the Center for Dispute Resolution at the University of Maryland Law School. And it's been my passion for about 18 years. I've been working in schools doing restorative approaches, using restorative discipline and helping schools integrate restorative approaches into their culture. And we're seeing amazing results from that. It's really spread. I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and it has spread just across the country and across the world, and very, very powerful. So my purpose in being here is to share my passion with the people who are here and hopefully inspire some people to just get a little bit more into the cultural aspects of it, understand it as a way of being, not so much as like a practice for discipline.
Today I'm here to talk about the dangers of fentanyl, especially on the drug market, and it is a problem in schools, and it's something that isn't talked about necessarily all the time, but here in Maryland it is an issue. Overdoses in youth are rising across the country, and Maryland hasn't necessarily seen a huge increase in overdoses under the age of 25, but we're still losing thousands of lives every year to overdose. Yeah, so I'm here to talk a little bit about harm reduction, the importance of being trained in naloxone response, so being able to respond to that overdose on the spot. Montgomery County, we were just talking about that, has recently allowed their students to bring Narcan into schools personally. All 24 jurisdictions in the state have Narcan in the health rooms, but allowing students to respond on their own is extremely important and can save lives.
Yes, we are seeing the same challenges across the state, which makes it very valuable to come together, because sometimes you feel like you're alone, but when you get the opportunity to talk with others who are living what you're living day in and day out, it's really valuable to learn together.
I think this is a phenomenal opportunity for school leaders and Maryland to get it right. And we know that this is not a linear path, but at the end of the day, if we keep making those strides forward, and again, shifts in our mindset about new ways of doing things, new ways of thinking, because if we do things the way that they've always been done, we're going to get the same results. And the only way to do that is to change our thinking, to change our framework, and also I want to challenge everyone to, when you have meetings and you have those spaces, to get multiple means of representation around that table, around those policies, those procedures, so that we can check off and make sure that we are hitting all blind spots.
I would like to thank the staff at the Maryland Center for School Safety and our school safety partners throughout the state and the nation for a successful conference. We look forward to seeing you next year.